Get ready for your daily dose of WordPress and web development tips, tricks, and insights to help you find success with WordPress. You're listening to WP the Podcast with your hosts, David Blackman and Tim Streifler.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast, brought to you by WP Gears. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
Today we're going to talk about why you should upgrade to PHP 7. Some of our listeners may be wondering what the heck PHP 7 is. I'm going to let Tim let everybody know what that is, and then we'll tell you why you should upgrade to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So PHP is the language. It's a server language that WordPress is built on. So front-end languages is like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then PHP is on the server side of things. And so PHP is the language that WordPress, the software itself, is written in. And so there's different versions of PHP. So 7, and then actually I think it's 7.3 is the latest like full release. Those are the different software versions. And so WordPress, I think, can go back as far as 5.6. And so there's a lot of websites. 5.6 was a really popular version. And then it seemed like the versions in between 5.6 and 7 weren't as popular. And then 7 is like way faster. And so it's way more popular.
Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons why, on these PHP versions, they're just updating your your WordPress installation, it grants you access to new features, So PHP is just like the server side equivalent of your favorite plugin, and it's getting updated, and they're adding all kinds of new features to it and stuff. They're constantly trying to improve it. They're also fighting hackers, since WordPress is open source, since there's more websites built on WordPress than any other platform, it's a constant, target for hackers. So PHP versions is some of the reasons to kind of thwart hacking and stuff. Am I right, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in addition to speed and security, I think another reason is compatibility with plugins and themes. Because it is a server language and WordPress is PHP based, plugins have to be compatible with the different versions as well. And so if you're running an old version of PHP and you're using a really powerful theme or page builder like Divi, then you might be missing out on some features, but then also some compatibility too. Some things aren't going to work quite as smoothly or as well. So I would say the biggest thing you'll notice right away is just the speed improvement. The security is something that you hope you never notice, but it's like the peace of mind knowing that you're running a more secure version of your server software is always a really good thing.
Absolutely. So check out PHP with your host, PHP 7, find out which version you're on, and then before you make any major changes like a PHP bump and stuff, make sure you do a backup of your website and stuff. The good news is that most hosts, when you do upgrade your PHP version, will allow you to roll it back to your previous version if in the event something happens. I know recently we had a client website that was on 5.6 or 5 point something, and we upgraded it to 7.3, and it gave a 500 error for the website. The reason is there was incompatibility with plugins, which is one of the things that Tim mentioned. So we rolled it back really quickly. All it is a, ticking a box, hitting save, and it changes the version. So it can happen that fast, but just be aware of that. Don't panic and freak out if that happens. It's a possibility that it could happen, and it's probably a plugin conflict. All right.
Yeah, and one thing nice about using premium hosting like WP Engine is they have a feature built in that lets you test your site on an upgraded version without actually fully upgrading it for all of your visitors. And so you can kind of, do a quick test to see if there's anything that's going to go wrong. But yeah, it's super easy to change backwards and forwards. I was already on 7 and then just recently upgraded to 7.3 because supposedly there are some speed enhancements just from 7.2 to 7.3. I don't know if I necessarily noticed it, but hey, I'm on the latest, so it's not going to hurt.
Tomorrow we've got another great topic. Tim, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
We've come to the end of today's episode of WP the Podcast. Join us tomorrow for more daily tips and strategies designed to help you run your WordPress business toward success. Remember to subscribe to WP the Podcast so you can stay up to date with each episode. And don't forget to rate and review us. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on WP the Podcast.